Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Shay Ingram, who will fight on Cage Warriors 202 March 14th. Hello, Shay. How are you?
Hi, mate. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. And in March, you will fight against, I think, that really interesting fight against another prospect. But let's start from this. When did you find out about this opportunity?
I found out when everyone else found out when I did my call out post. I was actually scheduled to fight another lad. I think the contract was coming through, but I thought, oh, I'll give it one more try. Trying to get a kind of a bigger fight. Me and Torpal agreed to fight back in June. Things happened, so we didn't fight. So I thought, you know what? I've asked for all these guys. Some of these guys have said no, so I'll give it one more shot. I did the call out, and the next thing you know, I was signing the contract.
And what do you think about him as the opponent?
He's a solid opponent. He's a solid opponent. He's had a win and a loss in the promotion, of course. He beat Teddy Stringer and he lost to Jordan. Whereas when I watch it back, I think he may have beat Jordan or at least drew with him. And he's a good opponent. I mean, there's not much more I can say about him. It's going to be a good test, but I think I'm better wherever this fight goes. But we're going to see on March 14th, aren't we?
Yes, and I think that like fans should respect him because he fought against two really good prospects. He won, of course, one fight. He lost to UFC veteran, and right now he's facing you. So the undefeated fighter. So definitely like kudos for him. But for you, I think that it also can be an
Yeah,
interesting
100%.
fight because in your last fight you looked great. So I think that it's important that right now the opponent that you will face will be a little bit better fighter.
Me too. I think the same thing. I didn't want to go in there in no respect to Wellington, but no disrespect to Wellington, but I wanted kind of that step up in opponent now. Whereas like Torpal's kind of established, people know him as this. They were calling him the super prospect, whereas I feel like he's got something I want. I feel like I should be the super prospect, but each their own. He's got that. So March 14th, I'm going to go in there and show who the real super prospect is.
And actually, I think that with a win and also with the finish of the fight, you will put yourself probably even close to Cage Warriors title because, like, of course, you are 4-0 right now in promotion. It would be like your fifth win against good opponents, so probably you will be like super close.
I think this fight is big for the title picture and also maybe even a UFC contract. I think both of us must be on the radars. We're young up and comers. We both fought no cans, no no bums. You know what I mean? Like no disrespect to these people, but all solid records. Whoever we're fighting, I think if there's, I'm going to get a big win. I'm going to get a big finish, and I think that's going to propel me past the title and maybe even to a contender series call up.
And of course, you are undefeated fighter, not only as the pro, but of course also as the amateur. So you never lost a fight. And
Yeah, yeah,
when you are in the cage,
yeah.
do you think sometimes about that you are undefeated, and are you a little bit sometimes maybe not afraid, but a little bit like stressed that someone can take this all?
No, no, I never think about that. I never have thought about that. I mean, when I first started, I did jiu-jitsu comps, and I didn't win a jiu-jitsu comp for 3 years. I lost every single match I ever went into. So everyone who says I'm an undefeated fighter, I'm not. I've been pummeled. I've been subbed. I know what it feels like to drive all the way to Wolverhampton and get submitted in a minute and think, oh Jesus, my dad's just paid 60 quid for that. But no, it never bothers me. I'm in the gym every day getting pummeled by the likes of Oliver Tero and lads like that. I mean, I've been the nail and I've definitely been the hammer. So there's no stress. They don't stress me out. I mean, I should be an undefeated fighter. I feel like I put the work in and I perform.
And also, as the amateur, you beat some really good fighters. You won a couple of belts, so definitely you have also this kind of experience that we are not like just a beginner in MMA who got like only
Yeah,
four fights,
yeah, yeah,
but you are
yeah.
like definitely much more experienced. And
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had 9 fights at amateur, so I'm on a 13 fight win streak, as it says, and I don't know. I think Torpal. I haven't seen an amateur record from him, so I think I'm actually the more of the veteran fighter. So
Yes, 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 I believe so. And last year you were scheduled to fight like another like good undefeated fighter, Matt Fordham. And what happened with that fight?
well, I woke up Sunday morning. I started water loading, and then by 5 p.m. on that day, he'd pulled out with an injury, is what I was told. If he was injured or not, I don't really care. It would have been a solid fight. It probably would have been a decent test, but I think I had the skills to go in there, nullify his game, and oppose my game on him. But maybe that's a fight down the line we see. Maybe 10 series if he gets UFC, one of them. But yeah, kind of. I don't know. Apparently he was injured, so it didn't go ahead.
And are you like comfortable with this kind of situations that there is not much time to study your opponent, and you still like go to the fight?
Well, yeah. To be fair, amateur, I never had a pullout. I had my opponent the whole time, and now at pro, I've had two pullouts in four fights. But it's kind of like we're fighters at the end of the day. It don't really matter who turns up on the day. I don't. I've never really done much study on any of my opponents. I have a watch. I let my coaches have a little evaluation. We come up with a mock game plan. I've never really had a game plan for any fight. Just go in there and have a look really and do what I do best. But nah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, just get in there, see them out. I believe no one ever fights me the same way they fight everyone else. Just because of the threat of the takedown, everything kind of slows it down. They don't get too wild because everyone kind of knows if I'm on top, it's going to be a finish or it's going to be a long night for them. So I don't really look into it too much.
And about your like combat sport journey, did you start with the BJJ?
No, I actually started kickboxing. So originally I'm a striker. I started BJJ at 9, but I started kickboxing at 6. So originally, I'm a striker. So let's just say if the takedowns get stopped, I could put you out on the feet as well.
So as the let's say kid, did you prefer learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu than kickboxing?
Uh, yeah, I think so. So I went from 6 to 9 just doing kickboxing. So when something new got introduced, I was very much on that. I was like, oh, I really like this. And then I think I was 12, 13, I started wrestling, and then I was big on wrestling. I mean, like I was going to do Commonwealth Games. I was going to compete for England, stuff like that. But I turned 15, and then they were like, "Oh, you can have an amateur fight now, an amateur MMA fight." So that's what I did, and that was it from there. Now I'm here.
And I think that, of course, like your grappling, wrestling, back-taking, ground and pound, all of these things on the ground are like
Yeah,
really, really like a strong point of yours. It's like tough to stop for your opponents. So it also is impressive that your opponent can expect what's gonna happen, but still have a little bit problem to
yeah,
stop it.
yeah. Yeah, and I've got to give all props to Cam, my head coach there. I moved up to Manchester, what probably maybe 8 months ago now. So from when I was meant to fight Matt Fordham, I went full time in Manchester, and ever since I was there, my combat grappling has just skyrocketed. I mean, you can see in my fights from my Ngachu fight to my last fight, you can see how more active I am on the floor. I'm looking for the finish. It's just way better, and I give all props to Cam for that.
So right now you are in the sub zone.
I am, yes, yeah.
And about fighters like you, so maybe young prospects, amateur or the pro, do you have someone who that you think that can be like UFC fighter in like a few years?
Oh, in our gym, we've got loads of up and comers. I mean, Otero, he's fighting on the same card as me, fought on the same card as last time. He's a killer. He's a featherweight. He's a psychopath. He's a nasty man. I'll say that for one. Jack McLaughlin, he's coming up bantamweight. He had a tough loss last time. I think he should have nicked it really. Maybe the leg kicks got you. That the Gangi maybe ran away with it, throwing too many leg kicks. But there's too many to mention, mate. Josh Kelly's another one. Of course, we got Oban Elliott there now. He's heading the front. He's in the UFC, so it's a really good time at Subzone at the minute. And I think you're going to keep seeing these fighters being pumped in through us.
And probably it's like great environment when you have this kind of hungry prospects that have one goal in mind. It's probably like a great atmosphere, and you can push yourself a little bit more when you see that your sparring partner, training partner has the same kind of goal.
100%, mate. I mean, like, I've trained in a lot of gyms, and being at Subzone, everyone's trying to be that little bit better than everyone else. Everyone wants to gain that inch. Everyone wants to get that more. And it's not coming out of like competitiveness. Of course, there's competitiveness, but everyone just wants everyone else to do better. That's what's great about the environment there.
And of course, like going to the UFC, it's probably two best options are like going for the spot in the contender series or taking a short notice fight. And about you and your weight, how quickly can you make a weight? Let's say that UFC would contact you around 2 weeks before the fight. Would you be able to make it?
Oh, I'd make it in 2 weeks easily. Yeah, short notice, contender series, whichever. If I got a phone call today after we finish the interview about fighting in 2 weeks, I'd be there. I'd be on weight, and I'd be getting the win.
And I think that also it's like super important just to be like ready all the time, even like between the fights, and not taking much of the time like not training, because the opportunity can appear from the nowhere, to be honest.
Of course, I think the same thing, mate. I mean, as an amateur, I never used to do it. I used to take my time off, get fat, this and the other. But as soon as I signed for Cage Warriors, I thought, you know what? Any minute now, I can get that phone call saying you're fighting in 10 days. So I dialed it in. Everything's all smooth now, and I'm ready for anything.
And what motivates you to fight in MMA, to try to become become a champion? What is like the main motivator for you?
My main motivator is that I'm not good at anything else, which is probably sound is going to sound really funny, but I'm absolutely crap. I'm garbage at everything else. One thing I know in this life, I don't know how. I didn't do my exams. I didn't do anything like that. All I know is fighting. And the one thing I've said since I found the UFC when I was like 9 years old, I want to be the UFC champ. I want to be the greatest of all time. And ever since then, that's been my main goal, my sole goal. So that's what motivates me.
So it's probably also good because sometimes there are just distraction in your life. You have like a few other things, few other passions or hobbies, and when you have this one goal in mind, it's like you have only one thing. It's probably also can be a really good for you.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was 15, I did my exams. I failed most of them, and I was a full-time fighter from 15 till now. All I've done is fight, 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 and that's a big credit. That's a big thank you to my mum and dad. I mean, they support me so much. I mean, I still live at home. My mum's my personal chef. She cooks all my food. My dad. He sorts me whenever he needs to sort me. I have to go to work with him now and again, which I don't like, but he's the best. If I say, "Can you take me here?" He'd take me there. But that's a sole credit to them. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be in this position I'm in now. So I love my mum and dad for everything they've done for me.
Yes, and in the end, like MMA is from one side like one person sport, let's say, because you are in the cage as the one man, but in the end you have the team, family, so it's definitely like the group effort.
Mate, 100%. I used to think like it was all just on your own, but then when you look back at it, it's literally like a whole team process. Like from your teammates all the way down to the people you live with. If they're not on board, you won't be on board. So everyone's got to be on board. And lucky enough, I have that in my life. So it shows with my performances and everything else. I mean, I'm only going up, and the goal is to keep going up.
And when you watch a like UFC card, do you have maybe some fighter that you think that you against him would be like super fun matchup, and you actually can win even right now?
Oh, let's have a think. I don't want to go big. If I go big and say someone like Topuria, I'm going to get chinned, aren't I? So let's think about lightweights. Uh, you know what? I was in Australia with Oban Elliott for his last fight, and I was kind of getting my weight low. So I thought I don't mind a Quinlan Salkill matchup. I thought maybe his guy might pull out, and I might have a good scrap there. Be a nice 50-50 fight, and I think I could probably get a good little knock off that. But any others really? I don't really know. I don't really know. I'll probably match up well with a lot of ranked lightweights. I mean, strikers. Probably get on well with them. But in the top 15, I think Michael Chandler. I reckon I'll probably give Michael Chandler a good go. I mean, I think anyone could give Michael Chandler a good go. No disrespect to him. I just think there's too many miles on the clock. But that would be a nice little matchup as well. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, and I think that the first fighter that you mentioned, Salkilt, is he has this kind of momentum right now after the few wins, like the big knockout in one of his previous fights. So I'm a really big fan of like momentum, and when you can like take something like this for yourself, it's also big because like fans all over the world would like recognize you much more.
Yeah, yeah, and to be fair, I got nothing against Quinlan Salkill. I actually enjoy watching him fight. I enjoy watching his little vlog series on YouTube as well. But I looked at the matchup and I thought, oh, I think I'd have a good go with him here on the feet and on the ground. So that was where it come from. So I thought, you know what, let me get low just in case. I might not be able to make 70 on like 2 days' notice, but I'll make 77 if he can do that. So that's what I did.
And let's say from the fan perspective, do you have a fighter maybe from like a different weight class that you really like to watch and you know that you have like tune in for his fight?
Oh, I love watching Islam Makhachev. Do love watching Islam Makhachev. Let's think of any others. Joshua Van, good fight, good fighter, and Pete Yan also a lot of good ones there. And of course, I have a few. All I do is train, I eat, I watch fights, and I sleep. That's all I do. Like my life is boring. If anyone comes in thinking that my life's really fun, that's all I do. So love watching, just going on the fight pass, watching Pete Yan, Josh Van, Volkanovski, Islam, everyone like that. I really do like watching them.
And about Islam, because right now he has some like fresh new contenders in the welterweight division. But do you think that someone can be like even close to taking the belt from him?
I think the only person who might have a chance is Michael Morales. And I'm not saying that because of skill wise. I just think he's a big guy. I mean, as much as like your technique and everything, but if I go in there and spar a heavyweight, if I try to take him down, odds on I'm going to get flattened and be down. But I don't know. Islam is a big guy. I don't know. He tried to say he walks around at 190. I don't know about that. I think he's a bit bigger than 190, but I'd still favour Islam in that matchup to just go in there in 50-45 him in 5 rounds. I don't think he'd finish Morales, but I think he'd 50-45 him.
Yes, I think that there are like a few good options, but right now there is tough to pick someone who can be close to defeat him. Of course, like everybody can like knock out everybody. It's like obvious thing, but just to let's say win one round or two, it's probably really hard
Yeah, yeah,
to pick someone.
yeah.
And like going back to your career, what do you do when you are, let's say, a little bit maybe stressed, before your fight, or you have like thoughts about the fight? Do you use some kind of like breathing techniques, visualization technique?
No, I do a bit of visualization, I suppose. Whenever I'm like really tired in the gym, so I'm doing a conditioning session, I like to close my eyes and picture my opponent across from me and thinking like you're as tired as me, you're actually more tired than me. I do a bit of that. And I only started doing that since I fought Farouk Ali Garjev because that fight I was very stressed for that fight because I thought I was gonna get thrown on my head and everything. But that worked out for me. But I also there's a teammate at Subzone, his name's Christian Tebbet. He put on a video about mindset. He says, whenever something creeps into your mind and says this is going to happen, bad, this bad's going to happen, it's all just self doubt because you're putting the work in, you're not cutting the corners. It's just your mind's a very powerful place. So I started doing that, and mate, it works wonders for me. It probably doesn't work wonders for everyone, but as soon as I get like a bad thought, or what if he does this, I just go, oh, that's just self doubt. You're self doubting yourself. You're going to training. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. You're crossing the T's. You're dotting the I's. Let's just get on with it. Everything's going to happen in the cage on the night. So there's no point sitting here stressing about it because it's at the end of the day, we're going to be there March 14th and we're going to find out, aren't we? So that's what I think about.
Yes, and actually, I think that this is probably the best fight on the card. So there will be like fireworks, definitely, and I think that it can be like a next step in your career, just to be close to get to the UFC. Who knows? Maybe after this, maybe you will be super close to get to Contender Series. So I really hope that you will take this fight.
100%, mate. I think if Emil wasn't fighting for the bout, I think we'd be the main event. Unfortunately, Emil decided he was going to fight on my card and fight for the bout, so he took my main event slot. I'm hoping I'm co-main event. I can't see that there's a big fight, you and Davis and Pagani, but trust me, mate, when I say the BT is going to be looking like Worcester, it's going to be looking like Worcester on that night. That's all I'm going to say. Because the amount of tickets I've sold, the amount of people in Manchester who know me now, I mean, Torpal's really going to be walking into the Lions Den. I mean, he went into the O2, of course, that's Jordan's home, but I think the BC really is my home, and I think it's going to be very hostile for him. And fair enough, he's a very mentally strong lad. Of course, he's coming from Norway, can fight me, he doesn't care. But I think it's really going to have an effect on him, and then me standing across from him on the night as well. I think that's going to have a big effect on him as well.
Okay, Shay. So once again, thank you for the time, and I hope that we can talk maybe later this year.
Of course, mate. Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on.